I found condoms in my wife's purse, and my world stopped spinning. It was like someone had yanked the air from my lungs, leaving me gasping in the middle of our quiet kitchen. I'm just a regular guy, Mark, 34, married to Sarah for 6 years. We're the couple you'd see at the grocery store, bickering over which cereal to buy, laughing about dumb stuff like who left dishes in the sink. Life wasn't perfect, but it was ours. Or so I thought. Sarah and I met in college back when we were broke kids sharing cheap coffee and big dreams. She had this laugh loud, unfiltered, like she didn't care who heard it. I fell hard. We built a life together. A small house with a leaky faucet, a dog named Rusty, and plans for kids someday. Work kept us busy, me at a construction firm, her at a marketing agency, but we always found time for movie nights or lazy Sundays. That's what made finding those condoms so gut-wrenching. They weren't ours. We hadn't used them in years, not since we started trying for a baby. It was a Tuesday evening and I was looking for her car keys. She'd been out late again, third time that week, saying it was a work thing. I didn't think much of it. Sarah was ambitious, always chasing the next big project. But her purse was on the counter, half open, and when I reached in, my fingers brushed against a small foil packet. Then another. 3 condoms tucked in a side pocket. My stomach twisted. I stood there staring at them, my brain scrambling for an explanation. Maybe they were old? A prank? But they were new, unopened, expiration date 2 years out. I didn't confront her right away. I couldn't. My mind was a mess, replaying every late night, every vague excuse. She'd been distant lately, less talkative, always on her phone. I chalked it up to stress, but now those moments felt like puzzle pieces snapping together. I shoved the condoms back in her purse and went to bed, lying awake until she slipped in at midnight, smelling faintly of wine. The next few days I watched her like a hawk. Every smile, every text she sent, every time she said, "Love you," felt like a lie I was too scared to call out. I started noticing things. Her purse was always with her now, like she was guarding it. She'd laugh at messages on her phone, then lock it fast when I got close. Once I asked, "Who's texting you so late?" She shrugged, casual as anything, and said, "Just work stuff." But her eyes darted away, and I felt that twist in my gut again. I tried to talk myself out of it. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe there was an innocent reason. But doubt is a poison. It creeps in, spreads, and soon I was checking her purse again when she was in the shower. The condoms were still there. I don't know what possessed me, but I took them out and replaced them with something else. A small folded copy of our wedding photo. The one where she's laughing, her veil slipping, and I'm looking at her like she's the only thing that matters. I wanted her to see it, to remember. That night I cooked dinner, trying to act normal while my heart pounded. She came home, tossed her purse on the couch, and we ate spaghetti in near silence. I kept stealing glances at her, waiting for her to check her purse, but she didn't. Finally I couldn't take it anymore. "Sarah," I said, my voice tighter than I meant, "can you grab the salt from your purse?" It was a dumb excuse, but I needed her to look. She froze just for a second, then smiled. "Why's the salt in my purse, Mark?" Her laugh was nervous, forced. She walked over, unzipped it, and I saw the exact moment her face changed. Her hand pulled out the photo, and her smile vanished. She stared at it, then at me, her eyes wide like a deer caught in headlights. "Mark," she started, but I cut her off. "Where'd the condoms come from, Sarah?" My voice was calm, but inside I was breaking. "Because they're not ours." Her face crumpled. She opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered, "It's not what you think." But her voice shook and I knew. I knew before she said another word. "Then what is it?" I pressed, standing now, my hands gripping the table. "Explain it. Right now." She started crying, soft at first, then harder. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said, words tumbling out. "It was just a mistake. A stupid mistake." She told me about a coworker. Late nights at the office, too much wine. Too many moments where she felt seen. His name was Greg. I'd met him once at her company party. Smug, charming, the kind of guy who thinks he's untouchable. She swore it was just once, that she'd ended it, that the condoms were just in case, but she never used them. She begged me to forgive her, said she loved me, said she'd do anything to fix it. I wanted to scream, to throw something, but I just stood there, numb. The woman I loved, the one I'd built a life with, had betrayed me. And the worst part? I still loved her. Even in that moment with my heart in pieces, I wanted to believe her. I didn't yell. I didn't leave. I just picked up the wedding photo from her hands and said, "This is who we were. I don't know who we are anymore." Then I walked out to the backyard, Rusty trailing behind, and sat on the porch until the sun came up. The days after were a blur. Sarah cried a lot, promised to quit her job to go to counseling. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to fight for us to rebuild what we had. But every time I looked at her, I saw those condoms, that photo, her guilty eyes. I started sleeping in the guest room, and she stopped pushing me to talk. We were ghosts in our own home, passing each other without words. One night I found her sitting on the couch, holding that wedding photo, tears streaming down her face. "I ruined us, didn't I?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Because she had, but so had I, by trusting too much, by ignoring the signs, by thinking love was enough. I don't know what's next for us. Maybe counseling, maybe divorce. I still love her, but love feels different now, like a house with cracked walls. I keep that wedding photo on my nightstand, not to hurt myself, but to remind me of what we promised, and what we broke. Some betrayals you see coming. Others sneak up, hidden in a purse, waiting to tear your world apart.